Welcome to the CB500RS channel. Those who've been following it over the years, on the last one you would have seen, or on one of the previous ones you would have seen, that I built myself a swinging arm, a modified swinging arm from a CBX250. And one of the things I talked about doing was moving the mounting lugs for the rear shocks to give me the ride height, the increased ride height that I wanted. And in the end I decided not to move the lugs because it was a lot of work and I couldn't guarantee how accurate they would be. So to make up the ride height, I wanted to use the Hagons, but they were just too short, about 30mm too short. So what I did is I bought some fairly cheap Chinese ones. They weren't that cheap, but they were Chinese and they were fine. They were okay, and they gave me the length that I needed, the height. They give me the right height. But I always wanted to go back to the Hagons at some point. So I bought, I don't know if I've got it down here, but I bought a swinging arm from a Honda 250 Nighthawk, which had the mounting points for the rear shocks in a better position to give me the right height. I tried to fit it, but it would have needed too much work to get it on. I would have been virtually doing what I did to the first one. So I quickly abandoned that idea and went back to my original, the silver one that I actually built. But it still didn't solve the problem. So I figured, well, I'll bite the bullet. The only thing I can do is to modify the Hagons. So Hagon lovers, look away now, but this is what I'm going to do. I'll have to do a two-part video. So once I've done the welding, I'll have a part 2. But briefly, this is what the plan is. So the Hagons, whatever you want to call them, there's the standard one that I want to use. So what I'm going to do, what I've done, is I'm going to remove. Let's try and get my hand out of the shadow. Remove the top eyelet. It's all steel construction. It's just welded on anyway, so you can see the weld there. And being a welder, it doesn't bother me. So take that off, cut that off, and then I've got these nuts. They're an M16 by 1.25 thread. Taking the plating off there. The idea, my plan is to weld them on to there. So a nice chunky weld on there. Spray it all black, and then I'm actually going to use the eyelet from the Chinese one, which is the 60mm. And so I will screw that into the nut, wind it down, and then it does have this locking nut as well. Wind that in, and that should give me the extra 30mm that I need, and of course it will also give me a little bit of adjustment as well. So I've got to weld that nut on, fit the spring, fit the spring and the top collar. I've checked it all out. The collar and everything should fit okay, as per standard. And then that will give me the right height that I need. I didn't want to modify the Hagons because they were just so nice, but I figured I've had them a few years now, so I can do what I want really. So that's the plan. That's the plan, is to modify the top eyelet point to give me the extra height that I want, and then get them back on, and I'll have the lovely Hagon feel. The Chinese ones, nice and chunky. And not bad quality, really nice, but they were a bit big and a bit heavy and a bit firm for the 500, a bit too chunky. The only thing, of course, is by borrowing these off the Chinese ones, I don't have one on the end of the shock. So can you believe you can actually buy these on eBay? So I've ordered a pair to then put back on the Chinese ones, so at least they're complete. For, you never know, this might not work, so I'll have to go back to them anyway, but at least I'll have a pair of complete shocks. So yeah, they screw in the bottom there. So it was just yeah, coincidence that I can actually use them at this end. So that's part one, and once I've done it, I'll be filming part two. Thank you very much for watching.